All right, well, today is January 22nd, 2019. Right now at 9:40 a.m., we have a temperature of 57 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is down at 17%. That's because of this high pressure being installed directly adjacent to this low pressure system right here. So we've got a complete blockade right here, which is preventing all this northbound tropical moisture. We can see that bouncing right off of this stationary installed high pressure. We've got jet stream flow flowing right down through California. We'll show the jet stream map. All that is evaporating. We can see the evaporation pattern. And we have this low right here, which is being squashed and has delivered zero rain for the western states, California, Nevada, Arizona, and Utah. We do see some snow. We'll show the Doppler map right up in the Colorado area. Currently, the dew point is 13 degrees, and the barometer's been jumping all over the place. We have currently 30.03. That's jumped from 30 inches to 30.03 just in the last hour. Last night we were down at 29.92, and that's because of this low pressure system. Yesterday, this is right over our area, right over California, Nevada, right here, and we saw this area of high pressure being installed here about 2 days ago, and that is following this low as it moves slowly to the east. So this was a rainmaker, and we can see the system is disorganized. There's no longer any counterclockwise rotation. And of course, we see the blockade installed adjacent to the low right here, and that is generating some very strong intermittent winds here in the foothills and all over Southern California the last 2 days. This will be the second day for all of this wind. It's intermittent, and the key thing is that the barometer is jumping up and down, and that would suggest that the transmitter causing this is periodically timing out and moving over to do some other work, such as this right angle imprint right over here, which is blocking this developing weather system that's preventing this moisture field right here from merging into that low, which is out here in the central Pacific. We can take a look at that here on the bigger map, the northeast Pacific water vapor loop. We can see this giant, nearly right angle imprint. That's a satellite transmitter generating that. And that is preventing this low pressure system from merging with this, or actually the other way around. We've got all this moisture which is being prevented from getting into that vortex. So we can see the transmitter right near the vortex preventing that development. And also we see an angle right here. Let's go to the infrared map. We can see that a little better. We can see the right angle imprint right on this system. And of course, this one out here, that will maintain the separation so that this does not intensify. Meantime, we can see that blockade of high pressure right here. And that low is moving over the Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico area. If we look at the Doppler map here right now, we can see that over Denver and out over Kansas and Nebraska, we have this snow. Nothing out here. So there's been zero precipitation in the western area for the last 3-4 days since we had that rain here a few days ago, all that rain. So things are going to be drying out real fast with the 16% relative humidity. The figures were similar yesterday as that wind picked up. Now up here we can see in the Spokane area, there is a transmitter chopping up the pattern, the snow pattern right up here in Spokane. There's a WSR88D NexRad microwave transmitter, and that's call sign KOTX in Spokane. Then over here on Camano Island, we can see there's another WSR88D chopping up and evaporating the snow and rain. And then down here in Portland, the same thing. Portland, Oregon. Let me look that one up. Portland is KRTX. These are all Doppler radars that broadcast high power microwave, and so they need FCC licenses, and they have their own call signs, much like AM and FM radio stations. So we can see that transmitter KRTX here in Portland, chopping up and evaporating the rain pattern. in that area. And that's how these weather controllers can regulate rain totals and amounts. And so the weather gambling operation on Wall Street, where people bet on how many sunny days and how many rainy days and how much rain a city or area will get per month or per year, is all regulated by these people. So this is an inside racket that needs to be ended fast. And so I hope the Trump administration is looking at this. This should be stopped cold immediately. Take the financial incentives out of making money on weather, and of course we can stop what's happening here. Okay, so now we can see the jet stream. Let's look at the jet stream map real quick. The pattern is moving out of the Aleutian Islands and down right down the west coast and around that low pressure, which is moving east. So we should be having rain here the last 3 days as that system moved in offshore diagonally through California, now down into the Four Corners area. All right, now getting back to the, let's take a look here at the surface analysis map. And we can see that high pressure is installed. Adjacent to that low, we can see a trough right up here over California and Nevada. So we've got highs all over the place here on the west coast and offshore, and that is blocking all the weather. We've got a storm indicated just northwest of the Hawaiian Islands up in the central Pacific, 972 millibar. That's going to move north according to the arrow here. And we've got another low out here, a gale force system, 1005 millibar. That's going to move to the east over Canada. So everything is blockaded for the time being. Now the spigot remains off. Here's the swell report. You can see we've got 12-foot swells right off of California. All right, let's take a look at some of these other maps. You can see that right angle imprint. Once again, the low pressure right here would normally suck in everything around it. That's not happening. This is defying very basic scientific principles, folks. And this is why we don't see these maps on television. Because not only would the proof of this very obvious condition be demonstrated there, but also CO2, carbon dioxide, and smokestack emissions couldn't possibly be causing what we're seeing here. And that's another reason why we never see these satellite maps on television. These stooges, these puppets, these spineless puppets on TV reporting the weather know very well what's going on. They have to look at these maps. They get cartoon maps delivered to them, but also if they're meteorologists, if they're worth their salt, they need to look at these maps, pressure maps, and also these satellite maps. And when you see a right angle like this, that's pretty good evidence of something's going on. Something bad is going on. And look at here. This is a stationary. Look at this. This water vapor is literally just evaporating, bouncing right off of this high pressure installation right here. And that is deliberate. We have a high pressure installed right next to this low, and that is preventing any development of this as it moves over California, Nevada, and Arizona. So we can see that imprint, that satellite generated high pressure right there, and everything is just bouncing off of it. We've got tropical flow here, we've got jet stream flow here. All of it is evaporating and being blocked. So this is how the weather controllers make the weather. They control the weather, and now they've got a gambling racket. They're making money on their scheme. And on top of that, the mainstream fake news media is blaming CO2. They've got everybody thinking that CO2 is causing all of our crazy weather. That is absolute BS. There is no way CO2 is causing what we're seeing on these maps. Here's the sea level pressure map. We can see all these squiggly isobars over the southwest. That indicates turbulent manipulation in the atmosphere. These should never be jaggies. Isobars should always be smooth flowing lines. Each line represents a 4 millibar pressure gradient. So we see that high out here. This is a stationary high installed, and it's slowly moving along with this low out to the east. Here's the 500 millibar map. You can see the jaggies here over the area of low pressure, and that will ensure no development and rain for the Southwest U.S. There's a low pressure right up here trying to develop. That's that gale force system. And then here is the 500 millibar map, or pardon me, the 300 millibar map. You see that low moving out to the east. Okay, so that's the report, and we'll just leave it right here. We can see that right angle right there. Once again, the right angle is the weather controllers preventing this moisture from wrapping into that low pressure. High pressure always flows to low pressure, except when we have this kind of manipulation from a satellite transmitter. Mother Nature doesn't create right angles. Everything in most everything in the universe is round. The planets, the fruits and vegetables we pick, it's pretty obvious. So that's it. We'll leave it right here and do another update here real soon. Okay, that's it.